B1-2.
Stay thirsty. A top 2 California sire for the 7th year running and sire of CTBA Stakes winner in the air tonight.
In the air tonight, now striding away impressively. In the air tonight.
With over $4 million in progeny earnings for the 3rd consecutive year. Breed to the only sire who's been a top 2 California sire since 2017. Stay thirsty. Standing with Hopkins, Phineas, and Smokum at Love Acres Ranch. For the love of the game. It pays to be Cal bred.
Estrella Jalisco, an authentic cerveza dorada, brewed with 100 years of passion. For those championing a life of truth and breaking the barriers for tomorrow. Vive tu Estrella. Estrella Jalisco.
The starting gate, 1 minute to the Holy Bull. The horses are at the gate. It's now post time. Lining up and moving in for the 2025 Holy Bull Stakes from Gulfstream Park. They go to the first finish line. Into line first is Kinetic Control. Ferocious is next. Now, Guns Loaded, Tappan Street. Next one up is He's Not Joking. Burning Glory and Burnham Square, the last 2 to move in. Burnham Square, Edgard Zayas for Ian Wilkes to take the outside. They're in the gate. They're off in the Holy Bull. Tappan Street from the middle was away quickly with Guns Loaded moving on his outside. These two race on. Tapping on the brakes pretty severely was Ferocious. He had to get out of the spot and sits down at the inside. Meanwhile, it's Kinetic Control who's the one who fired through inside to take the lead. Kinetic Control leads by a length and a half. Guns Loaded is second. Ferocious has taken a stronghold. He's now third. Tappan Street is fourth behind what appears to be a pretty lively early tempo. Settling at the inside, He's Not Joking in front of Burning Glory, and Burnham Square is last. The opening quarter was 23-2. They race into the backstretch now. Kinetic Control leads by half a length. Guns Loaded is second. Ferocious is still a keen third. Outside Tappan Street, inside Burnham Square. From between horses, He's Not Joking, and Burning Glory is last. The Holy Bull field separated by 4.5 lengths through the opening half mile. It's Guns Loaded on the outside to put ahead in front. That half mile was 47-3. Kinetic Control is right back at him from second. From between horses, Ferocious has clear racetrack now, and he's on the attack. Ferocious sent into action on the far outside is Tappan Street as they round the far turn. The two favorites try to go get Guns Loaded. Guns Loaded has just lost the lead to Ferocious, but he's fighting back toward the inside. Tappan Street is driven and starts to gain 3 wide. Trying to run home from the back is Burning Glory as they race to the first finish line. Louis Saez called on Tappan Street and got a big kick, and he strides to a length and a half lead from the outside. Burnham Square tries to bridge the gap, and he starts to gain a bit of ground. Ferocious is flattening out. Off the turn and the stretch drive. Burnham Square under a full head of steam, and he runs by to take the lead with a 16th to go. Tappan Street is fired, but he's second best to Ian Wilkes' trainee, Burnham Square, who wins the Holy Bull going away under Edgard Zayas. Second is Tappan Street. They were well clear of Burning Glory, who was third. Fourth, Ferocious in 143-3.
Welcome back, everybody. 14 minutes to post to the Grade 3 Megahertz, named in honor of the little engine that could. We've got to work courtesy of our partners over at XBTV. Zoe, it's Leisuria, the one horse here for Michael McCarthy.
Now let's take a look at her. We've not seen her since the 14th of October, 2023. So my thinking is that she's likely to need it. She does run well fresh. She's kind of a bigger mare. She's 5 years old. She's by front out of a Woodman mare. That's not often you see a Woodman mare. She gets over the ground very, very well. My question is going to be the fitness here for her. But this was 4 works ago, and she comes in with a very sharp 47-3. So I think she carries a few extra pounds, like myself, being an older mare. So Leisuria currently at 9-2. As far as a favorite is concerned, Pete, that is deserved. Rashmi, the year-old filly by Oscar Performance for Jonathan Thomas. Jonathan looking extremely dapper.
Yes, he does.
Walking over here.
He said to me he's waiting for baseball season and the Dodgers to start. We have common ground. Courtesy of our friends of the Daily Racing Forum and Formulator, the aforementioned Leisuria comes to mind here for Mike McCarthy over the last 3 years. First time after a trainer switch off plus 180 days, 7%. So you're probably right about this horse maybe needing a race. Win came back in June of 2022, was a 0 for 11 under these conditions. We thank our friends over at the Daily Racing Forum for that formulator fact. Pick 5, current pool at 171,000. Leisuria looks good. Looks nice and relaxed.
She's nice and turned out, everything that you want to see. And she's currently 9-2. She's getting better. She looks like a colt walking around the ring. Let's go back to Rash. Coming off that race, she gets a much, much better post. She had an impossible post last time, post position number 11 in the Grade 1 American Oaks. So she steps out of that and she cuts back in distance, and she's more than capable. She's 3 for 5 at going this distance.
To show you the 2-horse when they were coming by, and that was Big Hug. Wanted to mention for trainer Val Brinkerhoff, actually owned and trained up in Canada by Rick Hedge. Hedge is here today. This horse has just been a dominating force in Western Alberta, Canada, over at the Downs and over at Century Mile, winning multiple stakes races. This horse has never tried the turf before. I got a chance to catch up with Rick, and he said, I've always wanted to try her. The dam liked the grass. I just never found the spot. So we decided today was the day we brought him up from Turf Paradise.
Hey, listen. She's by Mr. Big out of an unusual heat mare. That's turf on turf on turf. The fact she's done so well on the dirt is really a credit to the trainers that she's had. She's 13 for 23 lifetimes. So wishing the connections of Big Hug the best of luck with Hall of Famer Mike Smith aboard. And she ran well in the La Cañada last time out. She's graded stakes placed, which is oh so important.
I love when they get an opportunity to come down here from Canada. Good luck to Rick Hedge and his partners. As far as the rest of the field is concerned, Sariha, yeah, why not? I mean, the horse. I got the horse second, even though this horse is not the 2-1 now. Currently at 5-2 for trainer Mark Glatt.
She came in here for Grand Motion a couple of years ago and ran. I think she ran 6 or 7 seconds before she ever won a race. She always hit the board. She got dropped down into the claiming ranks, and then she just went on a tear. She's won 8 races now, predominantly in claiming races. This is a big step up for her. But numbers-wise, she's going the right way, and she has never been better for a trainer who knows how to win with this kind of jump up in condition.
Could be a great opportunity of a $25,000 claim. The 5-horse Omaha Girl for George Papadroma was last seen in the Robert Frankel and almost pulled it off wire to wire going a mile and a half.
She's got pace, just kind of slow pace, to be honest. She ran well in that mile and 8th race. She needs the lead. So Tyler Bays is so good in these turf races on the lead.
I agree.
I don't know how he's going to nurse her along. She's not going to be able to dawdle along in 49-1 like she did last time out, but she's going to be up there on the lead, Omaha Girl, for sure.
208,000 and counting in that pick 5 pool. 9 minutes to post to the Grade 3 Megahertz Stakes.
Jay Cohen, Rick Tyree, and Bill Frazier bring the horses onto the track for the Grade 3 Megahertz Stakes, which is 8 minutes away. This starts the All-Turf Pick 3 and the 50-cent Late Pick 5. Here's the field for the Megahertz. Number 1, Liguria, is owned by Alpha Delta Stables, trained by Michael McCarthy with Umberto Rispoli. 2, Big Hug, is owned by Hedge and NACA, trained by Val Brinkeroff with Mike Smith. Number 3 is Sariha, owned by Shandarella Stables, Cohen and Cohen, trained by Mark Glad, Antonio Freisua. 4, Rashmi, is owned by Augustin Stables, trained by Jonathan Thomas. The jockey is Frankie Dettori. 5, Omaha Girl, owned by Ammo Racing USA, trained by George Papapadromo. The jockey Bays. 6 is Mahina, owned by U.S. Equine. Burke Sones et al., trained by Patty Gallagher. The jockey is Hector Berrios. And 7, Mucho Macho Girl, owned by Brian Kahn, trained by Leonard Powell with Juan Hernandez. That's the field for the Megahertz. 6 minutes to post. Kettle One is the official vodka partner of Santa Anita Park. Try the all-new Santa Anita Mule made with Kettle.
Well, we've been discussing Big Hug on the air, so I found Val Brinkerhoff, Big Hug's trainer, and asked him about this mare. George Krikorian sold the dam in foal to actually Big Hug, and just walk us through, how she's been for you over the course of these years.
Well, she's been great. I haven't had her very long. They brought her to me in really tip-top condition and stuff. She's really an athletic type filly. She trains very forwardly. I think she's really bred well for the grass here, so she takes to it. I think we got a real good shot.
What did you learn from the La Cañada, Val?
What was that? Excuse me.
What did you learn from her last race with you?
That she's very gutty. She gutted it out there to get third for us. That was really a tough race, and she'd been off a while and then run at Phoenix and come over here. So I look for her to move forward today. If she's good on the grass,
Have you seen that in her training?
Oh, yeah. I have to go pick her up on the pony every day now to bring her off the track because she's so full of herself. So I don't want her to get hurt or anything. So we just go pick her up at the end of the gallop and bring her back.
All right, well, I wish you the very best of luck here.
Thank you so much. All right.
Val Brinkerhoff has Big Hug, the second start in his barn.
Horses are warming up for the Grade 3 Megahertz Stakes, and the number 6 Mahina got a very big warm-up from Hector Berrios. Actually went all the way around to across the half-mile pole. That really big warm-up by himself, and she looks very good as I'm watching her from the front side right now. But Mahina, big warm-up from her. The number 7, Mucho Macho Girl, also a solo warm-up underneath Juan Hernandez, looked good as well. And then one of my top picks, the number 3, Sarija, with Antonio Fresu aboard. She has been very consistent in her career, but she was a bit wound up today. Her head was kind of wanting to go across the pony. She was getting a little hot. So just keep an eye on her, and I'll keep an eye on her as she gets closer to the gate today. But Sarija definitely on her toes for trainer Mark Glatt. Mahina has made her way back to the front side, a big gallop back with Hector Berrios. So again, just a constant warm-up with Mahina and Hector Berrios for the Megahertz Stakes.
It's post time for the Megahertz. She was a tiny filly with a huge heart and a ton of talent, Megahertz. They're moving into line. Sarija coming up. Mahina will be next. And Mucho Macho Girl completes the line. One more. We're in the gate. Movement from Big Hug. And they're off. Big Hug stumbled at the start. Sarija and Rashmi. Rashmi goes to the front. Omaha Girl is showing good speed up alongside. They're followed by Mucho Macho Girl moving into third. Sarija fourth. Then Mahina 6 lengths off the pace, followed by Liguria, and Big Hug is at the back of the field. Into the first turn, and Omaha Girl crosses over and clears, leads it by 3 lengths. Rashmi is tracking comfortably in second, racing 2 in front of Sarija and Mucho Macho Girl, who are right next to one another. A gap of 3. Mahina is unhurried at this stage, 4 in front of Liguria, and Big Hug is 15 lengths or so off this front-running Omaha Girl. Omaha Girl, the long shot leader to the half-mile pole. Frankie Dettori and Rashmi 3 lengths back in second. Sarija is wanting to get going on the inside with Mucho Macho Girl in the yellow colors fourth. 3 more back to Mahina, still fifth, 7 lengths off the lead. Then Liguria and Big Hug at the back. Omaha Girl 1.5 lengths. Rashmi looming large second, and Sariha is still under a nice hold. Sariha's got some run, 3.5 off the pacemaker. Mahina has saved every inch of ground. She'll cut the corner as the field turns for home. Here comes Sariha on the outside, along with Rashmi. They have to get to Rashmi, who has the lead. Rashmi's in front. Mahina is on the move in between horses. Liguria is next. Sariha did not go on, and it's Rashmi by 3.5. And Rashmi, powerful performance in the Megahertz, a no doubt about it victory. Mahina and Liguria. Number 4, Rashmi was first. 6, Mahina second. 1, Liguria third. And number 3, Sariha fourth. In the winner's circle is Rashmi, 4-year-old chestnut filly by Oscar Performance out of Ponytail. Owned by Augustin Stables, trained by Jonathan Thomas, and ridden by Frankie Dettori. The winner in Kentucky by her owner, George Strawbridge Jr. The running time for the Megahertz Stakes, 1 minute 34.19 seconds. The trophy presentation for the Megahertz Stakes to the connections of Rashmi is made by horse owner Ken Wee, congratulating Augustin Stables, Jonathan Thomas, and Frankie Dettori as Rashmi dominates the Megahertz. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, here's Millie Ball.
Thank you, Frank. And I'm now joined by Jonathan Thomas. Jonathan, that Megahertz performance by Rashmi was breathtaking. Her turn of foot was terrific. I wondered if she does that in the morning, winding her tail up like that to get herself going.
She actually does. She wears her tail like that all the time. And at first it bothered me, but, you know, it's her natural thing, so we leave her be.
What have you seen from her in the development of the time she's been here at Santa Anita?
She's really taken to California. She's gotten stronger. She got some nice confidence builders at Del Mar in those starter races. Thought she ran deceptively good in the grade 1 here, the American Oaks. And, you know, we're really excited to get her back to the winner's circle.
When I see your horses train in the morning out here, they all look so well behaved. They're galloping along beautifully collected. Talk a little bit about your members of staff that you have here.
We're very fortunate. I think we've got the best crew I've ever had. We've got some really good riders that care very much and great guys in the stalls. So horses are well looked after and make my job very easy.
Congratulations to you and continued success here at Santa Anita.
Thank you very much.
Jonathan Thomas and Rashmi, who came home flying in the Megahertz. Megahertz would have been proud.
We're in the gate. Movement from Big Hug. And they're off. Big Hug stumbled at the start. Sariha and Rashmi. Rashmi goes to the front. Omaha Girl is showing good speed up alongside. They're followed by Mucho Macho Girl moving into third. Sariha fourth. Then Mahina 6 lengths off the pace, followed by Liguria, and Big Hug is at the back of the field. Into the first turn, and Omaha Girl crosses over and clears, leads it by 3 lengths. Rashmi is tracking comfortably in second, racing 2 in front of Sariha and Mucho Macho Girl, who are right next to one another. A gap of 3. Mahina is unhurried at this stage, 4 in front of Liguria, and Big Hug is 15 lengths or so off this front-running Omaha Girl. Omaha Girl, the long shot leader to the half-mile pole. Frankie Dettori and Rashmi 3 lengths back in second. Sariha is wanting to get going on the inside with Mucho Macho Girl in the yellow colors 4th. 3 more back to Mahina, still 5th, 7 lengths off the lead. Then Liguria and Big Hug at the back. Omaha Girl a length and a half. Rashmi looming large second, and Sariha is still under a nice hold. Sariha's got some run, 3.5 off the pacemaker. Mahina has saved every inch of ground. She'll cut the corner as the field turns for home. Here comes Sariha on the outside, along with Rashmi. They have to get to Rashmi, who has the lead. Rashmi's in front. Mahina is on the move in between horses. Liguria is next. Sariha did not go on, and it's Rashmi by 3.5. And Rashmi, powerful performance in the Megahertz, a no doubt about it victory. Mahina and Liguria.
$19 minutes to post for race 7 as we get ready for the late pick 4. Congratulations out to Rashmi and Augustin Stables, George Strawbridge, and Jonathan Thomas with that victory. And yes, we got a flying dismount from Mr. Frankie Dettori. Remember the Lunar New Year, not only today, but also tomorrow's celebration. If you can't be here today and you're not here today, make it a point to be here tomorrow at Santa Anita. For those of you who missed out, here's the first half.
On the far outside, Navajo Warrior, Hurricane Way, and Bad to the Bones, El Rey Rey. El Rey Rey was nicely handled to victory. Second goes to Navajo Warrior. Cody Boy trying his best to close the gap. He's gradually getting closer, but out of time. And it will be Stan from Malibu taking care of business. Cody Boy second, Photo for third, Novinophobia or Vorpal. And Copian passes the 16th pole in complete command. The La Brea Santa Monica double to Copian. Very talented. Wins by 4 widening lengths. Hope Road second best. Ricci third. Citizen Bull leads them all the way. Another Robert B. Lewis for Bob Baffert. Second goes to Rodriguez. Medicat Road was third. Miss Roberts finds the seam and is coming after Venganza. Venganza or Miss Roberts. Here is the line. Venganza. Both finished well. Miss Roberts was going with her. And then it's a photo for third, not a sinner, and wordplay. Mahina is on the move in between horses. Liguria is next. Saria did not go on. And it's Rashmi by 3.5. And Rashmi, powerful performance in the Megahertz. A no doubt about it victory. Mahina and Liguria.
It's in our very nature to find exhilaration in the new, to seek the excitement of the unexpected, an endless yearning to experience what lies beyond the everyday.
Hey, grab me one too.
Union Rags, a proven sire with 6 Grade 1 winners. He has 3 Grade 1 winning juveniles, including Dancing Rags, Union Strike, and standout older horses like Express Train and Paradise Woods. His success continues with recent Graded Stakes winner Circle of Trust and multiple Graded Stakes winner and Grade 1 winner Power Squeeze. Union Rags, a proven Grade 1 sire, standing at Lane's End.
Stunner to the outside. They're at the post. And runners away in the Forward Gal Stakes presented by Phasing Tipton. It was a great start for Frida, who heads off for the early lead, moving between horses. Rojo Rita has speed, slamming on the brakes, went beyond belief, checked hard for Racing Room early. Unchained Elaine is a bit keen toward the inside as Stunner gets started on the outside. Then it's back to the Queen's MG, working 2.5 better than Beyond Belief. On her outside is Eclata. She's dropped better than 7 lengths off the lead, 2 in front of Justin Queso. Then it's a length and a half back to the team of Costa Almafitana. Volatile is toward the back of the field as they make their way by the opening quarter in 22 seconds flat. They leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn. Rojo Rita has the lead by half a length. Stunner moves up on the outside second. The Queen's MG let go for a run 3 wide into third. Dropping back a touch is Unchained Elaine, but that's because she needs Racing Room. A length and a half more to a driven Eclata, who draws within 4 lengths of the lead. Underway from the back, here's Bravo on Justin Queso. They complete a half mile at a wicked 44-3. They're on their way home. Rojo Rita has the lead. Stunner working hard to get by the Queen's MG with every opportunity. Eclata down the center, and Unchained Elaine still needs room. 1/8 of a mile to go in the Forward Gal. Eclata charging hard at Stunner. In between, it's now the Queen's MG. They come past the 16th pole. Eclata rallies forward. Brad Cox and Louis Saez win the Forward Gal for Stone Street. It's Eclata the winner. Stunner was second. The Queen's MG third. Unchained Elaine ran fourth. Up fifth, it might have been Frida for the high five. 123-3.
12 minutes to post, race number 7. For those of you like me who are out of the pick 6, it's time for the pick 4, everybody. Pool right now at 117,000. Zoe, we got currently a 1-9 favorite who might be a single for a lot of folks in all of the multi-race exotics this afternoon. Pilot Commander for trainer Bob Baffert. The blinkers are coming off. Would you single this horse, or are you going elsewhere?
Absolutely, I would. Bob Baffert, 28% with the blinkers off. If we're going off works alone, we watched his work earlier when he worked with Citizen Bull, who is now 4 for 4 with Martin Garcia aboard him. He does have one lone loss, but he almost looked like he outworked Citizen Bull in that work that we watched. So he could not possibly be doing any better coming in here. I'm just going to toss out that Malibu and treat Pilot Commander like he's making the first start of the year, which he is.
Looking at the field there, Kingdom Heart leads things off. Good luck to Vladimir Serin and Abdul Al-Sagor. The blinkers are going on for this one. I'm wondering if it's for speed or for focus. Maybe a little of both.
A little bit of both, because he couldn't have run much worse as the favorite at Turf Paradise last out. He gets back to Santa Anita, where his best races have come. The 2 is Slider. He gets the best turned out, and he could definitely outrun his odds right now, 15-1. He looked terrific coming over here, and he'll get a good trip under Fraser.
Manitowicz, the 3 we just saw there for owner and trainer Martin Valenzuela Jr. Good luck to him. 4 for 8 in the winner's circle at the distance. 6 for 8 hitting the board. Last couple of races, not great, but the horse has been freshened and has shown up for the 80, which they've won before.
He's in for the tag. He gets Berrio aboard. Berrios has won on this horse going gate to wire with a 91 by a speed figure. Now, that was in May of 2023, but it's just something to note that I like to look, especially with Berrios, when he's ridden a horse before or if he first time rides a horse, because he can either be out the back door or he'll be on the lead and surprise you.
Right.
So Manitowish here currently at massive odds of 40-1.
Moose Mitchell, we just saw Umberto Rispoli for George Papapadromou. Mitchell has not won a race since November of 2023. It's been a while, but I don't know. There's always a way whenever Georgie's got a horse.
He's in for the 80. George had a good day yesterday, and this horse comes in with a work out of the gate on the 25th of January. Not an overly speedy work, but it's just interesting that he should see fit to work him out the gate. The 6 is See Through It. Those odds will come down on him when they get on the track. He's currently at 25-1. He's in for the tag. He won his last start, which is always good. And listen, he's run in some really good races. Straight No Chaser, Eclipse Award winner, The Chosen Vron. He's beat he's a good horse. So if you're looking for someone to back up the favorite, you could do no worse than pick See Through It.
Maybe a little ice-cold Exacta, 5-6, and hope for the best. Horses coming out on the track, the pick 4, reminder, 135,023 and growing. 8 minutes to post, race number 7.
The horses are on the track for the 7th race. The 7th race named Happy Birthday Tori. Cheers, guy. We love you. The late pick 4 starts with the 7th in 7 minutes.
Well, the number 2 slider has a long ownership, and I've got part of the ownership right here, part of West Point. John Sims joining me now. John, how long have you been with West Point?
I think this is our 4th or 5th year.
And how many horses have you had with them?
I think probably 10.
Wow, that's a lot to keep on top of.
Yes.
How involved do you like to get?
We like to make every trip to all of our horses' races. We've had great success with West Point. We had a Derby experience, and we've had 2 Breeders' Cup experiences. So I feel blessed in the short amount of time.
That is an understatement.
It is.
Yeah. Now, Sims is again sprinting here, the 6 furlongs. Has done a little bit of everything, a little turf, a little sprinting on the main track. What do we see the future for Sims?
Well, hopefully we're going to be in the winner's circle today. We need to get Slider a win, and I like to see him stretch out to a mile and see what we could do there.
All right. Well, very best of luck to you, John, and Slider in the number 2 hole.
Well, I watched these horses warm up for race number 7, and 2 of them warmed up by themselves. That was the number 2 Slider, as we just heard from part of the ownership group, as well as the number 3 Man It to Wish. So these horses went with their riders by themselves very nicely. I thought Slider looked very good underneath Antonio Fresu and is coming into this race with a lot of close finishes. So he really just needs to step it up and get that win today, as his ownership are hoping. I thought that number 4, Moose Mitchell, looked the best out here on the track, which I really wasn't expecting him to. I've seen him in the past, almost all of his races, and he always looks good, but this is the best that I've seen this horse look out on the track in his career. So all good things to say about Moose Mitchell, who I originally did not have on my ticket, but now am regretting because he looks so good out here. So that is the number 4, Moose Mitchell. Good luck here in race number 7.
It's post time. They're loading in the gate for the 7th. Slider coming up. Manitowish taking up his spot. Heavily favored Pilot Commander. 1-5 in the late stages of wagering. Kingdom Heart and See Through It the last two. We're in the gate. And they're off. Kingdom Heart is hustled out. Slider matching strides, and Pilot Commander is in the mix too. Those three across the track, but it is Kingdom Heart who's the quickest. Slider a length back second. Pilot Commander will track from third. See Through It, 4 off the pace in fourth. Then comes Moose Mitchell, and Manitowish is at the back of the field. Kingdom Heart, left alone on the front end, has a 2-length lead over Slider past the half-mile pole, with Pilot Commander third. See Through It is racing in fourth, has 4 to make up as they come to the 3/8 pole. Moose Mitchell is just inside of him, and Manitowish has trailed throughout. They're coming to the quarter pole, still Kingdom Heart in charge, 2-length advantage. Slider, Pilot Commander called on now, powers into second, and is coming after Kingdom Heart at the top of the stretch. Moose Mitchell guided off the rail, 3/16 to go. Kingdom Heart, Pilot Commander trying to close the gap. He's within a length at the 8th pole. Slider is down at the rail. Moose Mitchell is next. Pilot Commander gradually gets the upper hand and takes command with a 1/16 of a mile to go. It will be Pilot Commander and Juan Hernandez to win, going away by 3. Kingdom Heart was a good second. Slider finished third in front of Moose Mitchell. Number 5, Pilot Commander was first, 1 Kingdom Heart second, 2 Slider third, 4 Moose Mitchell was fourth. In the winner's circle is Pilot Commander. He's a 4-year-old chestnut colt by Justify out of Rebuke, owned by CSLR Racing Partners, trained by Hall of Famer Bob Baffert. That is a double on the day for Bob Baffert. Ridden to victory by Juan Hernandez. Pilot Commander was bred in Kentucky by AR Enterprises. And the running time, 109.54 seconds. Race 7 is official.
Look at my...
Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel is your destination for gaming excitement. As the closest casino and resort to Santa Anita Park, you're sure to experience world-class gaming, dining, and entertainment. Coming soon to Yamava Theater, Journey, March 16th, and Kevin Hart, April 20th. Visit Yamava.com for tickets. Ladies and gentlemen, today's 7th race named Happy 26th Birthday, Tori. Cheers, guy. We love you. Up next, the 8th, it's the Thunder Road Stakes. They'll be at the gate in 23 minutes. Kingdom Heart and See Through It, the last two. We're in the gate. And they're off. Kingdom Heart is hustled out. Slider matching strides, and Pilot Commander is in the mix too. Those three across the track, but it is Kingdom Heart who's the quickest. Slider a length back second. Pilot Commander will track from third. See Through It, 4 off the pace in fourth. Then comes Moose Mitchell, and Manitowish is at the back of the field. Kingdom Heart, left alone on the front end, has a 2-length lead over Slider past the half-mile pole, with Pilot Commander third. See Through It is racing in fourth, has 4 to make up as they come to the 3/8 pole. Moose Mitchell is just inside of him, and Manitowish has trailed throughout. They're coming to the quarter pole, still Kingdom Heart in charge, 2-length advantage. Slider, Pilot Commander called on now, powers into second, and is coming after Kingdom Heart at the top of the stretch. Moose Mitchell guided off the rail, 3/16 to go. Kingdom Heart, Pilot Commander trying to close the gap. He's within a length at the 8th pole. Slider is down at the rail. Moose Mitchell is next. Pilot Commander gradually gets the upper hand and takes command with a 1/16 of a mile to go. It will be Pilot Commander and Juan Hernandez to win, going away by 3. Kingdom Heart was a good second. Slider finished third in front of Moose Mitchell. The Coast to Coast Pick 5 offered Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays now. Today's payoff, $3,821. Coast to Coast Pick 5, $1 wager, combining races from Santa Anita Park and Gulfstream.
It's in our very nature to find exhilaration in the new, to seek the excitement of the unexpected, an endless yearning to experience what lies beyond the everyday.
That's one thing about horse racing. Even if you own a tiny fractional part of a horse, the experience is still there.
Authentic has won the Kentucky Derby.
They've done a beautiful job of involvement with the ownership and keeping the horse at the focus.
Wins the Preakness.
My racehorse is really something. So I'd say come aboard. We'll make it fun.
The Best 2-Year-Old by legendary sire Quality Road.
In about $1.5 million. Very, very impressive debut. Cantering home. Could not have been more impressive.
Coast to coast in the American Pharaoh. He's the real deal.
Undefeated and unchallenged at 2.
He's just too good. He wins the Breeders' Cup Juvenile.
Corniche.
Want to get your career in horse racing off to a fast start? Well, the University of Arizona's Racetrack Industry Program is your winning ticket. The Racetrack Industry Program has served as a springboard to some of the industry's most successful individuals, with a proven track record of job placement right out of college. If you want to earn a degree in the exciting horse racing industry, the Racetrack Industry Program can put you in the winner's circle. $14 minutes to post for the 8th race, the start of the late pick 3 with that current pool of $34,000. Remember, $3 wager, low takeout. You want to get involved. We got to work courtesy of our partners over at XBTV for the 7 El Potente and Dan Blacker.
Now, if you didn't like him before this work, you're going to love him after. I mean, look at the time, first off. 47 flat, and here he is just absolutely cruising on the training track. Now, the training track does yield some fast times, but I'm not sure you can see a horse much happier, going much easier right now. He's also the recipient of the best turned out. He's currently at 3-1, and he is absolutely skipping. His last race from the 11 hole was a Hall of Fame ride by Hector Berrios. Seems like I'm just singing his praises.
You are.
All day long, but he just ran off and hid from the rest of the field. He won by 2. He rarely puts in a bad race. 13 starts, 5 wins, 2 seconds.
A modest purchase, $35,000 at the OBS, formerly over the Renee and Mescua barn, and really ever since going to the Blacker operation, it's just been a completely different horse.
Well, I mean, he's been on the grass. That's definitely what helps him.
Absolutely. Looking at the field here, I like him. I got this horse on top. The 9-horse Seal Team. Mandela looking for another winner here, hopefully for Perry and Ramona Bass. This horse was a good third last time out in the Grade 2 San Gabriel. That was 1 1/8. As far as the cutback to a mile, 2 starts, 1/3.
Shouldn't be a problem. He's got more tactical the older he's got. He's 5 years old. He's lightly raced. Rispoli's riding lights out right now. If you look at that Seabiscuit handicap, may have hit the lead too soon and got run over by Mi Hermano Ramon. So Rispoli knows what to do. This is a race where you can trust in Rispoli to do the right thing aboard the 9 Seal Team. I picked the 2 on top in here, and that is Air Force Red. Well, I mean, not really interesting.
Well, for me, I did not put the horse in the top 4.
I mean, really?
I did
Even
not.
after that brutal trip in the Grade 2.
I understand, but I didn't.
Hernandez, he never found room. I watched it back this morning. I'm not sure you could get a rougher trip. Now, is he as good down the hill as he is around 2 turns? He might be a little better down the hill, but he still never got a chance to run. That was his first start off a layoff. He looks terrific. He is a must-use at 7-1 off a brutal trip in his last.
I saw Cabo Spirit coming into the ring. Looks good. We haven't quite seen the same Cabo Spirit since the day kind of shocked everybody back in September in the John Henry.
It might be a one-hit wonder. He's yet to regain that form. He hasn't really run any bad races. He's gradually taking a step down. This is a Grade 3, the Thunder Road. He gets to Sormo. Perhaps they're going to let the Sormo just go. 2 works ago, he had a bullet work down there at San Luis Rey for Papadromo. We'll see what he can do, but he's off my radar for now. I mean, that's the time when he strikes, when he's off the radar,
Of course. Paxa Wallop is the 8 horse. This horse was claimed last time out of a 50,000 off of Jeff Mullins by John Sadler and Horonis Racing. They have done this before and had positive results. They're putting the blinkers on.
Gets Fraser. Fraser's having a very good day indeed, and he's part of the pace in here. This is going to be a race where there's a good bit of pace. I don't know how fast they're going to go. I mean, Seal Team's going to be right there. Paxa Wallop's going to be right there. You're going to have pace from El Potente, although doesn't need the lead, which is what I love about him.
Horses are coming out. Remember, it's a $3 late pick 3 low takeout here in the pool, already at $44,000. That will continue to grow. The horses are coming out on the track. Coming up next, it's the Grade 3 Thunder Road.
Jay Cohen, Rick Tyree, and Bill Frazier back together enjoying an afternoon at the Great Race Place, much to the delight of our audience. The Grade 3 Thunder Road Stakes is next on our schedule. It's the start of the late pick 3, 9 minutes to post. Here's the field. Number 1, Cabo Spirit, owned by Kretz Racing, trained by George Papapadromo with Kent DeSormo. 2, Air Force Red is owned by Eclipse Thoroughbred Partners and Go Lightly, trained by Leonard Powell with Juan Hernandez. 3, Zio Joe, owned by Joe Navarro, trained by Doug O'Neill, the jockey Tiago Pereira. 4, Lamas is owned by Charles and Gordon, trained by Manny Badia with Asa Espinoza. Number 5, Astronomer, owned by Bamford and Tabor, trained by Simon Callahan, the jockey is Frankie Dettori. 6, Wizard of Westwood, owned by Warren and Warren, trained by Michael McCarthy, the jockey Kyle Frey. 7, El Potente is owned by My Way Racing, trained by Dan Blacker, Hector Berrios up. 8, Paxa Wallop, owned by Horonis Racing, trained by John Sadler with Antonio Fresu. And completing the field is Steel Team, owned by Perry Bass II and Ramona Bass. Richard Bandello trains, Humberto Rispoli rides. That's the field for the Thunder Road. $3 late pick 3 starts in 7 minutes.
Mike Way is joining me now with El Potente. And Mike, how did you get this horse initially?
This horse was purchased 4 years ago at a 2-year-old sale in Florida for a group of buddies of mine in Kentucky that bought it for me. And it came out, and I had it Golden Gate for a little while, took it to Oaklawn, then didn't do so well there, and brought it back here, and it met Dan Blacker, and the rest is history.
To have a horse that was running for 40,000, and he's running in his first stakes race today, and it's unexpected, right?
The older he gets, the better he gets. That's all I can tell you. Dan's done yeoman's work with this horse. He's doesn't rush him, and he's ready to go today. I'll tell you right now. I'd be surprised if he didn't give his best effort.
Is that the key with him, spacing his races?
I believe so. I mean, Dan has that figured out. I don't know. I want to run every 2 days, but every 6 or 8 weeks, whatever it is. But I look forward to see what happens today.
He looks $1 million.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you. El Potente, owned by My Way Racing. That is Mike Way.
Moments away from the Grade 3 Thunder Road. And the number 2 Air Force Red warmed up tremendously underneath Juan Hernandez by himself. I saw Juan smiling. I don't know if he was squinting from the sun in his face or if he was just really that happy to get on this horse today. But it seems like everyone who gets on this horse is happy because he is such a cool horse. He doesn't spook at anything. He's professional, and he's just a happy horse. So Air Force Red warmed up tremendously out here, and I thought his work last week, he was originally entered to run in a stake race last week down the hill where they had to take that off of the turf, so Air Force Red opted to come into here as instead. But I thought the work that kind of replaced that race last week was really, really good on the training track. He was skipping over it nice and easy and looked happy and healthy. So Air Force Red going to be my top pick in here, currently at 8-1, which I cannot believe. I think he should be a lot lower than that, and his morning line was 3-1. So a big overlay at 8-1 right now. And then the number 3, Zio Joe, I think is a little bit of a nice long shot as well. Warmed up very nicely under Tiago Pereira. Tiago knows this horse. He's been aboard him multiple times in his past races, and he also worked him last week on the training track. I thought he was working very nicely. He lugs in a little bit. However, Tiago knows that. He knows when he needs to just tap him on the left shoulder a little bit in the works, and he straightens out really nicely. So Zio Joe warmed up very good out here, and I think might be a price, and a good price at that. Good luck in the Thunder Road.
It's post time. They're moving in for the Thunder Road. First several have gone in. Here's Zio Joe, Paxawallop, Lamas coming forward in the colors of Charles and Gordon, and SEAL Team to the outside. They're in the gate. SEAL Team a bit eager, has opened the front of the gate, but he just went a few yards, nothing serious, but he is the 9-5 favorite, so that certainly is not ideal, and he'll be guided right back to reload. SEAL Team coming back. Right behind the starting gate, the others very well behaved. And with that, there has been a shift in favoritism to El Potente, now 8-5. SEAL Team has drifted all the way to 5-2. They're in the gate. And they're off in the Thunder Road. It was a pretty even start. Wizard of Westwood hopped slightly. Cabo Spirit is out alertly. Air Force One showing speed. El Potente is up close too. Astronomer comes away in fourth. Zio Joe is down at the rail. The gray is Paxawallop 4 lengths off the lead. Then Lamas, Wizard of Westwood second to last, and SEAL Team guided over to the rail is 8 lengths off front-running Air Force One, who shows the way past the 6 furlong pole, leading it by a length and a half. El Potente is clearly second. Down at the rail, it's Cabo Spirit, Paxawallop, Astronomer on a tight hold in between between those two. Zio Joe is next. Lamas is tugging as well. He's 8 lengths off the lead. Wizard of Westwood and SEAL Team is at the back of the field. They straighten up for the run down the backstretch, and it is Air Force Red leading the way. Goes past the half-mile pole, a length and a half in front. El Potente is in second, and down at the rail, Cabo Spirit packs a wall up. Astronomer still between those two. Another couple back to Zio Joe. Lamas, Wizard of Westwood, SEAL Team has trailed throughout. Air Force Red has been there every step of the way, but El Potente turns up the pressure now, coming to the quarter pole. 2 more behind them to a wall of 3. Astronomer between horses. Cabo Spirit at the rail. Packs a wall up, drops out of it. Down at the rail, SEAL Team is trying to make some late headway as El Potente and Hector Berrios put away Air Force Red. SEAL Team running on willingly, but El Potente is lights out. A tremendous effort out of him. El Potente dominates the Thunder Road. SEAL Team was second best. Photo for third, Air Force Red, and an oncoming Zio Joe. Seven, El Potente was first. 9, SEAL Team second. Photo for third. The winner's circle is El Potente, a 6-year-old dark bay or brown horse by Temple City out of Charmsill, owned by My Way Racing, trained by Dan Blacker, and ridden by Hector Berrios. That's his second winner on the afternoon. El Potente was bred in Florida by Charmsill LLC. Running time, an outstanding 1:32.39 seconds. The 9th scratch 1, Beer Buzz, started the late double in 23 minutes. Trophy presentation for the Thunder Road Stakes is made by Steve Martinelli, racing coordinator here at Santa Anita Park. Directing your attention to the winner's circle. Here's Millie Ball.
Thank you very much, Frank, with Mike Way and trainer Dan Blacker here. El Potente ran magnificently. You've done a marvelous job, Dan, with this horse, just bringing him through his conditions and winning his first stakes race. Mike was giving you a lot of credit before the race. What is the key with this horse?
Just patience. I mean, he's just a horse that needed time to really mature to reach his peak, and we just gave him time when he needed it, and thankfully Mike's been so patient and allowed him to do it, and now we're reaping the rewards.
When you watched him come around the turn there and make this decent move, were you pretty confident at that point that he was going to get the job done?
Honestly, very confident. We knew that when he was second coming around the turn in the back, nobody's going to touch him today, so he was ready to go.
Do you feel like in his last few races that he's become a little bit more tactical? He's maturing a little bit?
Hector just said he's a real racehorse. He didn't have to do much to him today. He rode him by himself, so he's getting better every day.
Doesn't seem to matter whoever you put him on. He's just all racehorse.
Well, I think got a lot of credit goes to Hector. He really gets him to switch off, and he runs for him too. You can see when he asks him to go, that turn of foot at the end there, I think he responds really well to Hector, and I'm thankful to have him, and thankful for Mike, and my team have also have done an amazing job with him. It's just a big team effort. So,
congratulations to you all.
Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
That's Dan and Mike, the one with El Potente.
They're in the gate. And they're off in the Thunder Road. It was a pretty even start. Wizard of Westwood hopped slightly. Cabo Spirit is out alertly. Air Force One showing speed. El Potente is up close too. Astronomer comes away in fourth. Zio Joe is down at the rail. The gray is Paxawallop 4 lengths off the lead. Then Lamas, Wizard of Westwood, second to last, and SEAL Team guided over to the rail is 8 lengths off front-running Air Force One, who shows the way past the 6 furlong pole, leading it by a length and a half. El Potente is clearly second. Down at the rail, it's Cabo Spirit, Paxawallop, Astronomer on a tight hold in between those two. Zio Joe is next. Lamas is tugging as well. He's 8 lengths off the lead. Wizard of Westwood and SEAL Team is at the back of the field. They straighten up for the run down the backstretch, and it is Air Force Red leading the way. Goes past the half-mile pole, a length and a half in front. El Potente is in second, and down at the rail, Cabo Spirit, Paxawallop, Astronomer still between those two. Another couple back to Zio Joe, Lamas, Wizard of Westwood, SEAL Team has trailed throughout. Air Force Red has been there every step of the way, but El Potente turns up the pressure now, coming to the quarter pole. 2 more behind them to a wall of 3. Astronomer between horses, Cabo Spirit at the rail, Paxawallop drops out of it. Down at the rail, SEAL Team is trying to make some late headway as El Potente and Hector Berrios put away Air Force Red. SEAL Team running on willingly, but El Potente is lights out. A tremendous effort out of him. El Potente dominates the Thunder Road. SEAL Team was second best. Photo for third, Air Force Red, and an oncoming Zio Joe.
About 20 years ago, the California Thoroughbred Trainers decided to start the Edwin Gregson Foundation for the purpose at that time of granting scholarships to the children of backstretch workers. It expanded soon after that also to create programs and activities for the backstretch workers themselves. We have just surpassed 750 scholarships, granting a little over $2 million.
12 minutes to post for the $5 late daily double. Once again, it's become a very popular wager. We encourage you to do so. Low takeout. Zoe, we got ourselves another workout courtesy of our partners over at XB TV. It concerns the 4-horse Berlin Wall.
And if you remember Berlin Wall from his debut, he was wild in the paddock. And I'm glad to see he's come back and worked very well. That's Tiago aboard him on the outside of Bartholdi, who's an older horse down on the inside. And Tiago's just kind of looking across and be like, hey, I've got you. Out in the middle of the racetrack, speaking to Steve Knapp just a moment ago in the paddock, said that he has schooled the heck out of him. And we expect him to be much better behaved than he is in his debut. And he is. He's walking around there.
Very relaxed.
Like a very good boy. The 2 Falcon Wings is on his toes out here for Angel Vega. There's one horse, Pete, who got the best turned out, and he's not on any of my tickets, and he looks fabulous. That's the 5. Currently at 22-1. A Son of Smiling Tiger, that'll give you a first out winner. Out of a Cyclotron mare, which will give you the size that he is. And you know what? Looking at him a bit closer, he's got a bullet work out of the gate, 36-3 on the 2nd of January. Now, physically, he looks like he might need to go a little bit further, but I expect him to run a big race and outrun those odds. 21-1.
Well, he gets Kyle Frey, and Kyle will be very much on the horse right from the start. Outworker, the 8 we just saw a moment ago. First timer for Tim Yakteen. Horse worked really well last time out, 1:01 back on January 25th. Barn hits at about 13% with their firsters.
He's sneaky.
I look at this horse.
Yeah, he's sneaky good. Millie said he might be a touch worky. I'm not sure what that means, but his recent works, he looks like a happy, healthy work, and I believe there's a lot more to him than meets the eye. I like what he's doing here in the paddock. He's a little on the toes. He's being carefully handled here by his groom. We'll just see the jock get up on Outworker. But again, another one that could definitely outrun his odds here.
6-horse Let Me In. Well, you vampire fans, you know that line. 3-year-old son of Mr. Big. Blinkers go on. Showed a lot of fight last time out.
Yeah, and I watched that work with the blinkers on. He just worked okay. I was expecting him to work a lot better. He was a little high-headed, and I don't know, maybe a race day situation. He's different in the morning than he is in the afternoon.
Maybe he was getting used to it in the morning.
A little disappointed with his work because I quite liked him coming into this race. I'll take a wait-and-see approach with me, but I'm using the 5, and I'm going to use the favorite here, Berlin Wall, who seems to be behaving very, very well. Hopefully Jess can keep us surprised.
I go 4-6-9, pretty much right to the letter here. 10 minutes to post for race number 9, the $5 late daily double, approaching $50,000. Remember, low takeout. We encourage you to get involved. Horses coming out on the track. Good luck.
On the track for the ninth, started the late double, scratch one, Beer Buzz, 8 minutes to post.
Trainer Steve Knapp sends out Berlin Wall. And Steve, when we saw him run in his first start, he was a little bit of a handful. Is he learning what's expected of him?
Yeah, I think so. We schooled him a lot. The first time we ran him, he was really scared over here. He drew the one hole. He didn't break at all. He took dirt in his face to the quarter pole, but then when he turned the corner and switched leads, he just exploded. Ran a huge race just to run third.
Now, in the time that you've had between his first race and today, what have you seen from him that makes you think that he's, figuring things out?
Well, mostly in the paddock, the way he was acting today, because, like I said, when we sat on him the first time, his whole body was shaking, and today he acted like a pro, like he had some class to him today.
You've got a little bit more of an option with his post position this afternoon. What are you hoping to see from him early?
If he breaks on top, we just go. So he's got some speed, and I told Tiago play the brake, and he's going to be close no matter what.
Very best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Steve Knapp, he has Berlin Wall, the number 4, currently on the board at 7-5.
Just moments away till race number 9, and the horse that I was really interested in this race is the number 9, Chasing Rider. He is now back behind the gate. Tyler Bays choosing to take this horse way back in the chute and try to just get him settled down a little bit. He was definitely on his toes in the warm-up and has been kind of prancing around with the pony, just very excited and happy. So I think this is a good sign. However, just keep an eye on him as he gets a little bit closer to post on if he gets a little bit sweaty or any worse than he is right now. But all in all, I thought the workout on XBTV from last week, January 25th was amazing. He broke from the gate, broke slow, was about 10 lengths behind the company who broke with him, and then ended up making up about 20 lengths on the horse, finishing 10 lengths in front. And I thought it was just an incredible work for this horse out of the gate last week. So my eye is definitely on Chasing Rider. He definitely knows how to pass horses, as he did that in the work with Tyler Bays aboard. So Chasing Rider, all my money's on him, but continually still watching him behind the gate and in the shoe, just making sure he doesn't get too wound up or too anxious. But as of now, it looks like Tyler Bays has him under control.
Horses have reached the starting gate. It's post time. They're loading in the gate for the 9th. It's the start of the $5 late double. Outworker will follow the favorite Berlin Wall going in. Three Wire and Chasing Rider. We're in the gate, and they're off. And another tardy beginning for Berlin Wall, and an even slower one for Outworker. It's a fast start for Roman Gratis. Gray Area came away with the top flight. Chasing Rider broke very nicely and will track intently as they run down the back stretch. Let Me In moves up to take third, and Three Wire matching strides with that rival. Berlin Wall, after submerging, takes fifth, 6 lengths off the lead, past the half-mile pole. Gray Area losing ground. Falcon Wings, and it's a distance to Outworker. They have 3/8 of a mile to go, and it is Roman Gratis in front, leading a length and a half. Chasing Rider is in second. Let Me In takes third. Down at the rail, Three Wire. Berlin Wall is moving up fifth, 5 lengths off the lead. A gap of 5 back to Falcon Wings. Outworker out of last. They're at the top of the stretch, and Roman Gratis maintaining a comfortable lead. It's up to 3 now. Berlin Wall had to bull through traffic and takes up the chase into second. Let Me In outside of him, and an eye-catching run from Outworker. Outworker is way back, but one to follow. It will be Roman Gratis. Roman Gratis wins it by 2.5. Berlin Wall second. Photo for third. Let Me In. And Outworker, who gallops out smartly too. Number 7, Roman Gratis was first. 4, Berlin Wall second. Photo for third.